All right, we're trying again. Third time's a charm. Maybe. Let's try. Okay, so where I left off is that your relationship with emotional eating is very much like a relationship with a teenager and many times a toddler as well. Hello, hello. I hope you can see me with my speed. This is the third time we're trying this morning. So let's just jump into it. I've got just a few minutes left this morning with all the tech issues, so thank you so much for your patience. So your relationship with emotional eating and healing it is like that of a teenager. So many times, and speaking from a experience of having two teenagers, so when we have, and myself being a teenager, really mostly thinking about myself when I'm a teenager, if we have a relationship with our teenager where maybe we haven't been emotionally available for them throughout their childhood, and then maybe even in their adolescence, and then we ask them to do something, many times what's going to happen is rebel. They're not going to be open to it. They're not going to receive that. And it just might be challenging, especially if that relationship with the teenager doesn't allow them to start to develop their own personal autonomy and personal power where it's healthy, meaning that it doesn't allow for them to be able to share, like, this is what I think about this. This is what I would like to do. And it's up to us as parents to guide them with what would be within that realm. So it doesn't mean that just because that's something that they want or think they need, then that's what we would do. But we would hear them. We would be emotionally responsive to them. We would listen to them. We would start to encourage them to become their own person, separate from ourselves and not an extension of ourselves, right? So if we have a healthy relationship with our teenagers, what's going to happen is they're going to come to us and talk to us about things when they need to share with us those things, because it's emotionally safe, right? It's emotionally safe to do so. And when we need to set a healthy limit with them and say, well, because because this happened, let's just pretend because your grades aren't where they need to be, we need to go ahead and make a change in how you're spending your time. And being able to have more of a dialogue and a conversation about it, like, what do you think about that? Like, what do you think caused you to maybe not have the grades that would really be where we would like to see them, and being able to hear from them. So when we have that type of relationship, it's loving, it's emotionally safe, and now we can set that boundary and it's more receptive from that teenager, right? It's the same thing with us. And so if we don't have that relationship, then it's going to be rebelling. It's going to be maybe sneaking out because they're not allowed to be themselves and they do not have a secure connection with their parent. So a lot of this work that I do with clients, it really comes back to that type of attachment theory, which is to develop a secure attachment with ourselves. It's called a secure attachment. And when we go through childhood and adolescence and adulthood, and we have developed attachments to food or overspending or people pleasing, where I get my love and I get my identity and I get my survival, protection, whatever it might be, from food, from sugar, from eating, from overworking, from overspending, then we're trying to get a secure attachment, a secure connection with something outside of ourselves. And so that's really what this is about, is developing an acquired secure attachment. And so we can change that, and we can do that. And through this process, that is possible. And so just understanding that when you set a healthy limit with yourself of, I'm choosing not to have this sweet thing that's in front of me, it becomes a loving thing to do when you have developed that secure attachment. Just like with that child, when we set a healthy limit with them, because we have a positive, nurturing, and responsive relationship with our teenagers or our children, it's most likely more receptive that we set a healthy limit, a boundary, an expectation, and they're more apt to follow through with it because we're not dictating, we're not taking away their personal power, right? We're allowing them to grow within that. So that's what we need to do for ourselves too, is develop that secure acquired attachment through using these tools in the Living Blissfully Healthy program, and nurturing inner voice, being kind with ourselves, and really coming back to love is the answer. Love is the answer. And that is how we do this for life. Not from a place of, I want to do this right, I want to do this perfectly, I want to do this so I feel more worthy, I want to lose weight so I feel beautiful and worthy, not for those reasons, but because we love ourselves and we already feel worthy regardless. Yeah, that's a great question, Debbie. So how do we develop that within ourselves? It is a process, and that's the process that I help clients walk through, and it's a must. We have to do that to be able to really, truly heal emotional eating. And so through the different 5 puzzle pieces that I've created, that's exactly what we can do. But it starts with some of the tools that I've shared here in these morning boosts. I love that you're asking that, and it's such a great question. Hi, Judy. Hello, good morning. And that's really the root of all of this. That's what this is about, is getting to the root of why emotional eating is there and why the struggle is there, so we become a lifer where it's no longer a struggle. And when I have that acquired secure attachment with myself, I no longer need the food to try to be that substitute or that overspending to give me love and comfort when I'm needing it, or to have that person that may not be healthy and toxic. You know, I'm not wanting to be in that type of relationship anymore. Or drinking can be the same thing, or people pleasing, overworking, all those things. Overthinking is a way also of not feeling. It's another way of numbing out. So this is the stuff that we walk through in the Living Blissfully Healthy program, and I hope that just shines a light a little bit on why a lot of the diets that you might have tried has not worked. So you can just take that shame off. It's not your fault. Those diets just didn't give you everything you needed to heal emotional eating. So I hope today's helpful. Thank you so much for working with all the technical issues, and sometimes we just got to laugh about it, like, oh my gosh. And that's what emotional resilience is about. This is exactly the type of thing that could make people want to quit and just say, screw it, forget it for today, or to get really angry and upset about it. But instead, literally, I'm able to use tools, which I have done this morning with all our tech issues, and within just seconds, be able to come back to a place of emotional resiliency and not let this bother me in the first place. And I want that for you. Like, if we can do it with things like this, that's the type of stuff that leads to emotional eating, is having all that emotional stuff pile on. So, all right, ladies, thanks for working with me. This has been fun, and I hope that shines a light on why emotional eating can be very much like our relationship with our teenagers, and that it inspires you to develop great relationships with your children and your teenagers, as well as with yourself and with food. So until we chat again tomorrow morning, you are invited to stop dieting and start living, because a blissfully healthy lifestyle does not have an expiration date, and you are worth it. You are so worth it. All right, lovelies, I will talk to you tomorrow morning. All right, bye.